This is your city. This is your city wants to know. We want to know the background, the heartbeat of what makes up our beautiful cities. We dig into the backstories from the struggles to the successes of our local entrepreneurs, small business owners, artists, not-for-profit organizations, and the many, many people who make up the intricate tapestry of our communities. Real people, real stories, by you and for you. But wait, that's not it. I love giving my opinion. Just ask anyone who knows me. We can't get enough of the honest, gritty feedback of places that we spend our hard-earned money. I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the places I eat, sleep, and visit. Disclaimer, my opinion only. All right, so come on, let's get to it. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to This Is Your City. As always, this is Kim, your host. And Car Gurus, today's episode is for you. Seriously, I really do want to thank you for tuning in. My guest today is super cool. And I'm not just saying that. He is super cool. He's a young entrepreneur. He's a thrill seeker, master at his craft. And I personally would probably include artist in on that title because what he does is clearly an art form. So I'd like to introduce to you the owner and the brains behind Menace Rides Limited. And we have Justin Nupoort. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Kim.
Good. Thanks for letting me take over your shop today. I know I've kind of been a thorn in your side the last little bit, and you've been so gracious and kind. The first time I drove by and my kids were raving about this place, I knew I had to speak with you. You know, I drive by and I see all these cool souped up cars in your driveway, in your parking lot. But when I first came in, I was totally blown away by the sophistication and the exotic cars in your shop.
Yeah.
It's
like having a car show every time.
It is. I'm going to take the thorn out of your side now that I've cornered you. And so thank you once again for being with us today. I just want to tell our guests some of the things that you do here. You specialize in, I guess it would be sophisticated vinyl wrapping.
Yep.
Right? You do everything from vinyl cutting, custom decals. What else do you do?
Vinyl printing, vinyl wraps. We do tinting. We're just getting into tires, rims, ceramic coating, detailing. We pretty much just handle A to B, trying to slowly get more and more as we go, but gotta start somewhere.
Well, when I said sophisticated and exotic, when I first came in here, you had a Lamborghini sitting back there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You had everything from a Dodge pickup truck to a Lamborghini. And I think you said something last time I was in here about a Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce. It's actually coming in on Friday, so
a Rolls Royce.
Couple days.
He's going to be wrapping a Rolls Royce. Now, are they still made by hand? I think so.
You got more on
I don't know a lot about cars, but I know a little about cars, and Rolls Royce is one of them that I believe is one of the few, if not only, cars that are still made by hand, not a mass production.
I think Ferrari is another one that's made by hand, or at least was. But they usually, Rolls Royce, like in Calgary, I worked at the Ferrari dealership, and they sell Maseratis and Rolls Royce as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. Cool.
We're going to get into that Ferrari thing in a minute, but I like to go backwards in my interviews. I call them interviews, by the way, INNER, instead of interviews, because I like to get in to know about you. So take us back a little bit, Justin, about where this passion for cars started from.
I have an older brother. He's 4 years older than me. I remember he kind of stole my mom's car and just souped it up one day without her knowing and showed up, and it turned into his car. Ever since then, he's taught me how to drive out by Eastgate Square. And we've just had this competition. He'd buy a car, I'd buy a car, and try to up him on it. And
so you weren't the second one to steal your mother's car?
No, I didn't get that ability. They were ready for it.
Yeah. So you got into it from your brother.
Yeah.
You would kind of have a competition, kind of out-car one another.
Yeah. I would say Fast and the Furious, like pretty much any car guy nowadays, was a huge influence on anyone. 2001? I was 11 when that came out, I think. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure every single car enthusiast my age would agree that movie just
Kind of
sparked a
sparked it up.
massive inflation in the automotive scene.
So where did this come from, though? I read on your Facebook page a little bit about you where it says the first time that you put your hands on a piece of film, like a passion was sparked.
Yeah. How my vinyl started out was completely by fluke. Getting into vinyl even to begin with, just one of my buddies, I kind of got him into the vinyl cutting, thinking it was a good idea just because everyone wanted stickers. And then I moved out west. I came back to on vacation out here, and I helped him with it. I ended up buying a vinyl cutter, starting a business out west doing that. And someone just asked me one day if I could wrap a camper. I told them that I had never done it before, but I was willing to try.
And they trusted you with that.
Yeah, it ended up taking a turn for the worse. We had two days of just cleaning it because it was like bug guts and all that kind of stuff. And then when I told them we had to cut out all the caulking because it was a white camper and it was going black, and I told him we had to cut it all out and add black caulking or else it would look silly. He changed his mind, so I kept the roll of film, and I did like my girlfriend at the time's car. My friend wanted roofs done, and then someone they were having trouble wrapping, and they asked me if I could help them. And right when I did the full color change, it was like, I like doing this, and I just pushed for it.
But you said out west, so in Calgary, that's where your first business was?
Yeah, in Calgary. Fitted Graphics was my first company, and that's where it all started. Yeah, in Calgary.
And then you moved here.
I moved here in 2019, so 2
years ago. Yeah, almost.
Maybe 28. I don't even remember anymore. Every moment of being in Ontario has been so fast that it feels like I was out there last year.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm almost at 2 years here.
It's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's kind of cool. Your brother kind of brought a passion to you with cars.
Yeah.
You got into that. You started off with stickers, which I find kind of interesting because my son, he's 19 now, but a year or two ago, he got into this sticker thing, and I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But I go for the sticker thing if it starts, because look at you could end up where Justin did. Yeah. Now he's like a business owner. So it started off with that. Friends got you to do their cars.
Yeah,
you have a business.
Yeah, my friend's uncle owned a detail or dealership, and then they started. I was doing it literally on my street in Calgary, and just kept going and going until I had a shop out there and a bunch of clienteles, and
here you are.
Kept going. Yeah.
So why do you think that car wrapping is growing at such a fast pace in the last few years? Why is it taking off?
Well, there's two things. You can either do a vinyl wrap, you can get a car painted, or I guess there's three, or you could do Plasti Dip. Plasti Dip is like very low end. Vinyl wrap would be like the mid, and then paint would be your top tier. But when it comes to prices, they're in that same order. To get a good paint job, you're looking at like $7,000 to $10,000 for a good quality job, the proper prep and everything. For a vinyl wrap, you should be spending around anywhere from like 3, 4, 5, even depending on what you want. And if you go to the right people, like
which is you,
we we strip cars down to like absolutely nothing. I don't know if you can see behind me, but we have the doors off this M5. We have everything stripped off of it for a full color change. And like if you go to the right shop, you're.
But it's been taking off. It's like the cool thing to do now, because you're the cool kid on the block, right? Like, I don't know if you've heard that on the street, but I've heard that you're the cool kid on the block.
We're a new shop to Hamilton. Like, I had the option to go to a few different places. I could have went to Oakville and all that, but I grew up in Stony Creek. I wanted to bring something back to Hamilton, and we don't really have this type of shop, so we kind of brought something to the car scene out here. And the amount of support from our car community is beyond amazing. Like my mom is in Brantford working, and there's stickers all over Brantford with my name on it, and my brother's in Simcoe. So
I'm gonna try and lower this. It's kind of back. It's on. So he's got this logo, Menace Rides. You see it everywhere.
These here.
Yeah, decals.
But yeah, like my brother's in Simcoe. He just on his drive back and forth to work, he always sees a couple cars doing the same commute. So it's pretty neat how far our name has gone.
So you talked about vinyl, and I was doing a little bit of research, and a little bit that I kind of knew just from my kids and my own. I'm a research guru, so I knew some stuff. Vinyl, do you laminate?
We at the moment are investing in a vinyl printer at the moment. So yeah, we'll be getting into laminating, a bigger cutter so we can do larger jobs, all that kind of stuff, hopefully within the next couple of weeks here.
Explain to our listeners, I'm sure the car people kind of know, but what's beneficial from laminating your vinyl?
Laminating is just adding another layer. Usually if you do like a vinyl printing kind of job, I don't know where they went, but any vinyl printing should be laminated, or else it's like just printing right to the surface, and the sun's gonna beat it up and fry it. Yeah.
Okay.
This here. So this, for instance, is a job that we're doing. If this wasn't laminated on top, it would just take a beating and just fade. Yeah. and
so the sun exposure is
exactly, yeah,
and probably the bubbling eliminates bubbling in the film. No,
not really.
Go back and do your research, Kim.
The laminator, it's just two rollers that the film goes through, and it if it's done properly, you shouldn't have any bubbles in it at all. And then everything else is just pure install. So
we're at a shop, so there's a lot of vehicle noises in the background, but I think it's really cool. So we'll try to work through that. So I think I mentioned this to you before. I know 3 different types of vinyl, I suppose. There's the 3M, there's the Avery, Oracle, and Arian. So 4.
Yeah, there's so
probably
many.
More than that.
We only use certain films. There's a few films that we don't use that are still good, but we only go off of everything we can stand behind. I warranty every single job I do for the manufacturer's warranty. So as long as they warranty their film,
right,
I warranty my work. So any wrap, if in 5 years from now, we'll still warranty anything that's caused from our installation or a defective film.
Right. So those are the top 4, and you use those 4 typically?
No, we don't use a couple of those. We use Hexus, 3M, Avery, KPMF. We just started using Inzotech, and I think that might be it. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned 3M, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, and I don't know if I even have it in my notes. Oh, there. Yeah, you are a 3M installer.
Well, I did a 3M course. I didn't go through the entire thing. In my opinion, I don't want to knock anyone that wants to do the 3M course. It's worth it if you don't already have experience behind you, or if you're lightly experienced. But most of your training and most of your experience is going to be hands-on from just coming into a shop and just working, or buying some film and just trying it yourself.
That's a lot of working on cars, though, in itself. Like you could go to school for years to be a mechanic, but if you don't get your hands dirty and get under the hood.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. I did the 3M course a bit after I was already wrapping full cars and stuff. So the things that I was learning was a lot of the stuff that I already knew. And at the time when I did mine, they didn't have a color change wrap course, which I believe they might have now. They were just doing more so the advertising side of things. Right. So wrapping Sprinter vans with fully printed advertising and perforated films. So I do have some training, but pretty much everything I've learned was
trial and error.
Just doing it, or just around other shops that also taught me different skills and benefits to help me.
Well, we're kind of looking behind us. We can't see all of it. Maybe if I move the camera just a little bit, we can see a little bit of the cars. But walk us through a little bit of the process. You know, you have the doors off. You have parts of the car removed.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty tedious.
We always make sure that we're doing everything we can to get the best job. So when we do a wrap, we get it washed. We have a mechanic come in that he actually circles around quite a few of the wrap shops and does all our high-end disassembly, anywhere from Lamborghinis, McLarens, all that kind of stuff. He fully strips down the cars, or to whatever extent we need them to. And then we have to clay bar each piece beforehand, prime, final white, lay the film, and then from there it's upward.
So it's the least favorite part of most installers, is going through this prep process.
Yeah.
Do you find in your experience that you've seen installers kind of overlook certain things because it's so mundane and it's so meticulous? Like, you have to go in and you have to get all the dirt out. You have to get all of the, spots, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about the caulking on the trailer. It's meticulous. It's
my guys, I kind of spoil my guys here. I have, when I did it, I had to do mechanics prep. I do all that kind of stuff all on my own. I would have my girlfriend help me every now and then lay a panel, but I was literally wrapping everything just by myself and doing everything from A to Z. Now I have a mechanic. I have a guy that preps panels. I have my wrap guy.
That's because you're moving up in the world. You don't have to do it all yourself now.
So my wrap guys pretty much have a very, very good location, in my opinion, because my hands were dirty before I even got to touch film. So I was back, washed my hands 15 times before I got to lay a panel. So when it comes to the most overlooked, I would say prep. A lot of people don't realize that just a simple clay bar before a panel gets laid will literally make the biggest difference from what looks to be dust underneath the wrap. Because once the wrap's on, it's on.
Well, is that what sets you apart from the rest? Because you see those things and you don't say, oh, nobody will notice, I'm going to just forget about it. You actually have your name on your product, and you're going to do all of that meticulous work, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah, there's countless times where if we overlook one area and we lay a panel and there's dust, we rip it off. Yeah. It doesn't matter on what we waste. At the end of the day, I want it to look perfect. Right. I want my customers to be happy. And what I enjoy about this business is we aren't someone you have to go to. You're not coming here because you need to spend money. You come here because you want to. You want us to work on your car. So usually when someone comes and picks up a vehicle, they're so happy that just a massive smile, and the satisfaction is amazing.
That's something that's missing. And I've talked about this a bit, and I'm probably going to do a lot more rants about that in the future. But that's something that's missing, is that customer service, that love, that making sure your customer is 100% happy. Because just like Justin said, we work really hard for our money. Nothing says we have to go to one place. It's our choice. So if people are choosing to go to you and spend their money, whatever you put your hands on, do it 100%. Customer service is everything. I will rant over and over about that because it's starting to lack.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. In Alberta, the quality, at least when I was there, was insane. If you did anything wrong, you're getting ripped apart on social media. Everyone's bashing you.
Yeah.
Here, it seems like no matter how bad of jobs people do,
they just settle.
People still come back. There's so many people here.
Well, that's true. Yeah, there's more.
Yeah. I've worked in a few shops in Ontario, and I opened my own shop for a reason. We're standing in my showroom right now, but there's a half wall right here, and you can come in and you can watch us do every single step from A to B or A to Z, because I have nothing to hide.
That was another thing I was really impressed at when I came in here. Not just that there was a Lamborghini back there and two beautiful dogs, like one of them's laying on its back right now protecting the place. It's so cute. But just the openness and cleanness in here, like there's nothing to hide. It's complete transparency. You could watch them work on your car. You could sit and have a coffee, but it's all open so that the customer knows exactly what's happening. Because let's face it, you got a Lamborghini, you've got some expensive cars here. They got to trust you.
Oh yeah.
And to have it open like this kind of puts them at ease. And I've even seen some of the owners back there.
Yeah. Well, if we're halfway through a job and they want to just see what's happening and what we're doing, they're welcome to come check it out. We literally just, I've worked in a couple shops and they're like, yeah, we're almost done. And then they'll go in the back and be like, guys, we got to start this car. So
right.
I never wanted to ever have that happen. So
integrity.
You come in here, you can see exactly where your car stands. You can see if we're almost finished. There's no fibs. We might set up a webcam so it's like live all the time.
Oh,
but
that's cool.
We'll see.
That's another thing, integrity. Integrity is your success in life. Success is not measured by how much money you make. It's your integrity. So just remember that. Another thing, Justin, each one of your clients, they're individuals. They have their own individuality. Their vehicles are their babies.
Yeah.
So how do you put your special touch on that to make sure your touch is individual, matching that person's taste, that person's personality?
I just listen to what people say. A lot of the time, most shop owners they just won't listen. They'll just be like, yeah. I'll listen to people. Like I have people come in here. I'll listen to what they want. I'll give my suggestion. They're like, perfect. Do whatever you want. Just make it right. And end of the day, they're beyond happy at the final result.
Awesome. So I wanted to, there's this gentleman. Have you ever heard of Yanni Charalumas? Have you ever heard of him? Yanni Charalumas. He's a very famous car rapper in the States.
My rap guy will probably know him more than...
He deals with the highest elite money makers in the United States and a whole bunch of celebrities. He's got 1.2 million subscribers to his YouTube channel. The only reason I'm asking if you know him because he specializes in really exotic cars. And I'm reading this about him and the whole time I'm going, yeah, but so does Justin. Yeah, but so does Justin. Like, so, I mean, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, Rolls Royce, Porsches, Aston Martins. That's what he specializes in. But so do you.
Yeah.
Right here in Stony Creek.
We do. We don't have as many exotic cars in Hamilton compared to Toronto. So a lot of people will go to Toronto. We do have cars that come all the way from Scarborough, from Vaughan, all that kind of stuff. But that's just because they're...
There's one of the watchdogs right now. It's live, folks. It's live.
Ownership and we need to take a picture of the mileage.
She has the ownership.
Oh, I don't have
There's this piece of the ownership. I don't know if that's useful. She took it for half. You think that's covered now?
My husband's a great editor. He can pull that together.
And we're back.
So, well, of course, Stony Creek is small. Hamilton, and it's Canada. We have winters, we have salt. So we're not going to find that many exotic cars as we would in certain other places. But they still come here. They still come to you. And that's a huge compliment.
It is. Yeah. My first 2 months, being open, I had a McLaren, I had Lamborghini, Ferrari, Audi i8s, BMW i8s, a GTR. Like we had some of the coolest cars in the city in my shop for the first couple of months we were open. So that really gave us a bonus.
And that was a lot of buzz.
To our expectations and what people are to expect out of our shop. Shout out to Ultimate Exotics.
Ultimate Exotics, yes.
Yes,
yes.
yeah,
The guy, I think he was here one time I came in. One of the
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, with the when the Lambo was here, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
But yeah, I've known those guys for quite some time, and they were ready for me to move here from Alberta because they needed my touches.
Awesome. That's a huge compliment. But speaking of your touches, the personal touch, let's get a little bit personal in here with Justin Nupoort. Let's get to know you a little bit. So we know you moved out to Alberta, you came back here, your family's here.
Yeah.
But what I can see, I mean, I don't know you very well at all, just, through the interactions we've done the last little bit, but I see that you're a speed demon. You're a thrill seeker. I mean, you love motorcycles, you love speedboats, snowboarding, fast cars.
I like to try everything. Yeah, I've got a boat, I've got the motorcycle. Just whatever comes my way, and I have the extra money, I usually make a bad impulse purchase. Yeah.
But you're just enjoying life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're enjoying it.
Out west, like I am gonna probably not get to do as much here because snowboarding in Alberta.
Well, you got Blue Mountain and you got the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, that's like a kiddie hill
Yeah.
for out there. So I kind of lost a lot, even hiking. I was out in the mountains every single weekend, and comparable, like I have to go to Tobermory.
Yeah, or Algonquin or something.
Exactly.
4 hours away. So what about skydiving? Have you done that?
I haven't gone skydiving.
See, I was thinking you must have or you will, because
my girlfriend keeps talking about it. I don't know. I feel like I could. I don't know. I'd probably do it. I don't like wasting money on things that I specifically like.
There.
I'd rather wrap my truck.
Yes. Yes. And you started Menace Rides back in Alberta a long time ago, and you're not even there, and they have kept your legacy going. That speaks a lot for you as well.
We actually started Menace Rides, I think, around 2009, and we were just a car club. Out there, I kept it going as I went through province to province. So we have members in Saskatchewan, BC, Alberta, Ontario, but we kind of gave up the club. We turned it into a weekly meet in Calgary, and yeah, every single Wednesday there's still hundreds of cars that meet, and they've kept it going even though we've been gone for a few years now. Do
you have one here now?
We don't. We were planning to this summer because of COVID, everything. We even were doing like a coffee every other Sunday. We were gonna do. We had a sponsor to hook us coffee and everything, and COVID kind of killed us for pretty much everything this year.
If and when, I don't want to even say if, when you get it going, because we need something like that here.
We definitely are.
When you get it going, please let me know, and I'll bring all my gear, and we'll set up a live booth and get people talking and raving about Menace Rides.
For
get
sure.
the information out there.
What we're trying to do is host a private meet where people can't come and make it look bad. Like we have a lot of people that are destroying the car scene here right now. There's a lot of hype and stuff about takeovers and a bunch of stuff that I'm not about at all.
See, that's another thing. I remember I talked about integrity and just doing it right. That's another thing. Listen to Justin. Like, well, okay, some don't go like this. I mean, the words you're speaking ring true. Like, you don't want to ruin it, because some people will just come and ruin it. It's like a restaurant, for instance, right? Oh, it's kind of expensive, or you want to go for a cold beer. Well, this one's cheap, but depending on the clientele you want to attract, right?
So it's not always about the cheapness.
No, it's the clientele.
The reason I shake my head is because any of the car guys that have been around since Fast and the Furious know all about the beach strip.
Yes.
And the hectic mess that we caused down there. I remember every single Sunday night, just pure smoke everywhere.
So when you guys can't sleep because of all the noise, it's him.
No, not anymore. But I remember they put concrete blocks and we dragged them away. It was a mess. It was a fight between cops and kids. And but that was private, away from houses. Now they're doing meets in like residential areas, in like a parking lot, two-stepping, and that's what's making it bad. Yes. Or the disregard to other
You want it to be
people on the
quality and
street.
respectful.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, your vehicles are quality, so the meat should be quality.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah.
And another thing about Justin is the color pink. You like pink.
Yeah.
Your vehicle is wrapped in pink. I like it. It's very showy. It really pops and it catches the eye. Is that your favorite color, or is it just because it pops?
I like purple. I don't have anything that's purple, but I like purple. I like all the bright pastel or fluorescent colors, really. The pink is just because when I'm trying to give directions, I'm like the truck with the pink wheels, and
It
you'll
works.
see it. And we've just kind of made a run with it. It worked for that, so we just kept going with it. And so pink and like a baby,
That's it.
what we push.
And you're an animal lover, not just your 2 dogs here, which I'm looking at them now. And this is a Great Dane.
It is.
He's like, he owns that couch. He's sprawled out. I love it. So you're a dog lover. You used to own a pig. He had a pet pig, which is very cool because my kids keep asking for one and they want to name it Bacon. But anyway, that's another story. But you used to own a pig.
Yes.
Back in Alberta. And then, so it's kind of an interesting story. Talk just, for time's sake, just a brief story on the sadness of that pig story.
So yeah, we got a pig. It's a Julie Annie, I think is what the name of it. So it's a smaller version of a pig. We had it. It was the coolest pet. They're so clean. They're such cool and affectionate animals. It's equivalent, in my opinion, to having an actual baby. They need way more attention than a dog. But we had some neighbors move in and they kind of called the city on us and they considered her livestock. So we actually ended up having to make a Facebook post to find a new home for her. I went to bed that night. I woke up with global news. I think it was global news at my door wanting to do an interview. And it just took off. I still, that was probably 5 years ago, and I still have hundreds of messages on my inbox about people that wanted to take her.
But you did end up finding a nice home in Cochrane.
Yep.
Some loving family.
Yep.
Because you were really nervous and you wanted to have the right people, so it's not like you just...
Oh yeah, we drove hundreds of kilometers all over Alberta to try and find someone that's gonna she was an indoor pig. She's not meant for a pen outside.
Right.
We wanted someone that's gonna give her a lot of attention. We found a family that they wanted to give it to their dad and grandpa, and he was retired, had a lot of property, and she stayed as an indoor pig and had lots of roaming and grass to eat.
Happily ever after.
Yeah.
Yeah. My boss has a pig. He brings her into the office sometimes on her little leash, and he said the same thing. They're like babies. They're brilliant, smart. That dog rings the bell. That pig rings the bell when it has to go outside to the bathroom, and he snuggles every night on the couch and gets jealous when he hugs his wife, and it's just they're just like babies. And
we had her. She could play the piano.
Oh my gosh.
We went to visit them. We knew we were buying one. We placed our deposit way before, months. I almost want to say a year before we actually got her. But we went to visit at 3 days old. They were already litter trained.
Wow.
Crazy. It was insane. Yeah.
And not only are you an animal lover, you're a car enthusiast, I have to say, this is my own giving him the stage and just what I see. Okay. And I'm a pretty good judge of character. I'm not saying he's a perfect guy. I don't even know him. So whatever. But my interaction, he's a super cool guy. He's got super cool tattoos. He's got super cool, cars and stuff. But what I find really cool when I come in here is the amount of younger people, the young guys hanging out here. And any of my listeners, they've heard me say many times, I really am an enthusiast for young entrepreneurs who have the get up and go, who have the initiative and the desire to do something. And it's important that, you're millennial, you're Generation X or Y, you're Generation Y. It's important for every generation to allow the next generation to come in and kind of mentor, guide, and teach. And I love that. Every time I come in here, you have some of your workers, they're young guys. Some of them you're mentoring and teaching the ropes.
Yeah.
That is something I am a huge fan of. And I always say out there, if you can, bring in the next generation and show them the ropes. Be a mentor. And they're always hanging out. They think you're a super cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what we do is we bring someone in, we'll pay them like a small amount to kind of just help us do just odds and ends. We'll slowly teach them the next step, pay them more and more and more. And as they learn, the more they make. And if they get the skill it takes to do wrapping, then they make that good money.
That's right. But you let them in here. You let them kind of be a part of it.
Yeah,
They're a part of the Menace Rides family, and I just think that's really cool. And I thank you for that, because we don't get enough of that. So, and along the way, did you have mentors? Did you have people that kind of let you just hang out?
I had a lot of support when I first started. Even my first shop that I ever got, he literally gave me a space in his shop. Dave, he does PDR. He just had an extra area in his shop, and he just told me I can move in, and didn't charge me rent. Just literally gave me the biggest, what do you call it?
He gave you a start. He gave you a push.
Yeah, he's basically the reason that I pushed to keep going instead of getting another job. Even though I ended up getting another job and working for a couple other shops and this and that. But
you had somebody give you a head start.
He gave me my push. Yeah, I've had many places teach me an extra skill or teach me something I didn't know. So when I get an option or an opportunity, I'll teach that other place. We actually just reached out to someone that just got into wrapping that I think is in the Oakville area. And she's going to be coming down and just getting some
Oh, I love that it's a she.
Special opportunities to learn just that extra, like the thing that takes you, that you can't just learn from a book or anything. Right. You need to hands-on learn it from someone that's done it for a while. So
awesome. Thank you.
We're going to try to help her out.
That's awesome. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for allowing us here. You know, we wish you continued growing success. I mean, this is Stony Creek, Ontario. And if you're down in the Barton Street area, down by Green, what is it? Grays and Barton. You ride by, you're going to see the big truck with the pink Menace Rides logo. Stop in and see him, say hi. But before we go, I just want to give you an opportunity to tell folks what's new, what's coming up, what else are you going to be doing? I see some cool
so we're actually expanding in 3 different directions on top of our vinyl wrapping. We just got a tire machine. We're trying to get a brand of wheel that's more exclusive that you can't really get other places. So we're trying to get a company to work with us on that side of things. But yeah, for tires, you can come down and see us now. We're also going to be getting into silk screening. We've got
silk screening for merchandise, like clothes?
T-shirts, yeah, T-shirts, heat press as well. And then we're also buying a vinyl printer to do signage,
awesome.
Full wraps on like printed wraps. So either if you want your face on the side of your car, we'll be able to do it, or your logos or any of that.
That's cool. Maybe you could do something for This Is Your City sometime.
Yeah, let's wrap. Yeah, where's the van?
No, I got rid of the mom van. I got my
okay.
SUV. He probably thought, what the heck? This lady shows up with the mom van with all these cool cars outside, and this mom van shows up. That was funny.
And then one other thing on top of that is we're actually creating a brand with some of the characters that we made for our shop. So we're going to be doing exclusive, or what do you call it, numbered runs. So there's only a certain limit of each. That's cool. Each run that we do, and hopefully we're going to be putting out a couple of examples of that within the next couple of days.
That's awesome.
I'm excited about that. That's
exciting. Awesome. Well, you're going in all the right directions, Justin. Just keep going. You're so young still. You got so much, God willing, so much more life and stuff to do. So keep going. Keep us informed when new things happen. Give us a call. We'll let everybody know.
For sure.
All right. And as for me, thank you again for tuning in. I truly appreciate you. Stay tuned for next week. We got awesome guests coming up. And whatever it takes, share, like, follow, tweet, call, send a pigeon. Just make sure you should tell everybody that they should be listening to This Is Your City and coming to Menace Rides. We will have on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and our website all the contact information for Justin. Contact him. Ask the questions. He has all the answers. Come out and see him. Stay safe and be blessed.